What's up, Internet? Coach Dennis here. It is week 3 of the Coaching Cotter series where I coach my good friend Cotter on how to grow his arms, grow his legs, and get fit for the military and boxing and just be shredded in general all by the end of the year. Today, we're going to answer the question of what the heck is a hybrid athlete? And I'm going to see how many points I can hit on this in the next 5 minutes. So number one, a hybrid athlete is simply a multidisciplinary athlete, somebody who's trying to get good at 2 or more disciplines. And I would say even more so, those disciplines ought to be in conflict with one another. Like triathlon, yes, it's multidisciplinary. I don't know if I would call it hybrid. They're just doing 3 different cardio-related events. Classic hybrid these days would be like combining bodybuilding, so maximizing your muscle, but also getting good at running. That's sort of like what Cotter and I are doing. We're trying to increase our muscle as much as possible in conjunction with our fitness, regardless of if the muscle would potentially slow us down or not. I'm a triathlete, but I'm going to try and be the most jacked triathlete possible. But, you know, who's hybrid? Is CrossFit hybrid? Is Hyrox hybrid? Like, guys, anybody is hybrid. So CrossFit is the hybrid of GPP, General Physical Preparedness. And elite CrossFitters showcase actually how good you can get at GPP. Nobody thinks about it like this, but you can actually be the best generally physically prepared. And it's pretty outstanding. I mean, they're good at so many things, but they specialize in nothing. Now, where CrossFitters, I think, get freaked out by hybrid is if they do start to specialize, they're going to notice that their GPP actually goes down. And this is a weird phenomenon, right? So one of the main reasons I like to do sprint triathlon is because for me, that is my preferred benchmark. So I do multiple races, but I have one race per year in particular where it's my hometown race where if I do it, when I do it, if I improve, I say I have improved my fitness this year. I've personally chosen that as my standard, and you could choose anything as your standard. It's your life. It's your fitness. But as I peak and specialize for that, like I'm 4 weeks out from my race, my GPP goes down by objective metrics, meaning like today in CrossFit class, I'm not going to perform as well. Because why? Because the volume is up in other areas. The specificity is up in other areas. So if you're a hybrid athlete, the punchline to this whole video is you ought to understand the concept of periodization. I think regardless of what kind of hybrid athlete you identify as, you should do a period of straight up GPP. Like CrossFit, you could do classic CrossFit with advanced skills, or you could do a watered down CrossFit where it's still a whole host of different elements, but maybe you remove things like snatches and muscle ups. That's totally fine. But you should have a period, maybe 2-3 months out of your year, where you're just focusing on GPP. And then depending on your deficiencies, you'll have another period where you allocate more time to strength, or you'll allocate more time to cardio, whatever that deficiency is. And then you ought to have some benchmark that you then specifically train for. If you're a hybrid athlete, if you're just a straight up CrossFitter, then you'll just always be getting good at GPP. And that's totally fine. So that's my point about hybrid athletes. What was today's workouts? I did 6 by 1200 meters. I tried to keep that 1200 meter on a 5-minute interval pace. So I've completed the 1200 in 5 minutes, rest 4 minutes. It is bench day and curl day for me and Cotter. I had to combine 2 days together. So I hit my threes during that 4-minute rest of the 1200 meters. Use them as my ramp up sets and build up to 185, then 205. Then I jumped into CrossFit class. We did rowing and more bench press so I could hit my volume. And then I finished off with curls, heavy set of 3, and a drop set of 20. Yeah, that's it. Peace!